even more so if the USA can come up with a win today versus Brazil in front of a huge crowd at Stanford Stadium.
On America's Day, America's team faces their sternest test, the Women's World Cup semifinal. Game 1, the Mia Show, with a goal and an assist in a 3-0 win over Denmark. Game 2 belongs to Tiffany Milbert in the American offense. Milbert's 2 goals led the way in a 7-1 victory over Nigeria. The bench chipped in the first round finale as Tisha Venturini tallied a pair of goals and turned North Korea's world upside down. In the quarterfinals, an own goal gave the Germans a 1-0 lead, but Chastain and company came back in a 3-2 win. Who will thrill the fans today? US-Brazil next. Stanford Stadium, a World Cup 94 venue for the men. The women take center stage today. It's a Women's World Cup semifinal match between Brazil and the United States. And the winner of this match has a ticket to the final against the winner of the China-Norway match that will be played later today at Foxborough. You can catch that on ESPN2. And a pleasant good day, everyone. Welcome to Palo Alto along with Wendy Gebauer. I'm John Paul Della Camera. The USA is used to leading in their matches and controlling the matches, but if they weren't the comeback kids on Thursday, they wouldn't even be here in this semifinal.
Coach Chico told his team at halftime that your dream may be only 45 minutes long, and here's what ensued. Brandi Chastain gets the tying goal on a beautiful corner kick and a volley into the upper 90. And then on Shannon McMillan's first touch of the match, she finds the head of Joy Fawcett on a driven ball, what ended up being the game-winning goal. Our hometown hero of this match is Brandi Chastain. She showed what an early mistake means to this team. They were down early, but she's a champion. She refocused her thoughts. You can tell Coach Chico's not happy at all, but she comes into the second half with her eye on her dream and volleys one home. Her celebration tells it all.
Chastain and company must worry about several Brazilians, none more important than the best free kick taker in the tournament, CC.
CC is absolutely brilliant on these. She bends the ball around and above the wall at will and absolutely unstoppable when she nicks the inside of the post, and that goal sent Brazil to the semifinals.
USA!
Record crowds have been part of the continuing Women's World Cup story, and the USA hope to reward the faithful by getting to the championship. They hope to show off their skill, emotion, and heart today versus Brazil. The winner goes to the World Cup final.
When you hire just any electrical contractor to work on your home or business, you could be left in the dark. But when you hire union electricians, you've made the right choice, because they've received over 8,000 hours of classroom and on-the-job training before being certified. And using union contractors guarantees you have certified electricians on your next project, so you'll know it's safely built, on time, and on budget. So remember, to stay out of the dark, hire a Nika IBEW union professional.
Okay, Christine. One step at a time. That's okay. Easy.
Had enough?
Let's go.
Anything you can be, I can be greater.
Ready to stop?
Sooner or later, I'm greater than you.
I'm not stopping.
I'm not stopping.
I'm not stopping.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Here's to the women who play.
supporters and fans of Women's World Cup soccer. This generation and the next.
ESPN's coverage of the 1999 FIFA Women's World Cup is brought to you by Adidas, who have proudly supported women's soccer from the start. By Allstate, proud supporters and fans of Women's World Cup soccer. By Gatorade Thirst Quencher, helping you play longer and stronger when it counts the most. Gatorade, is it in you? And by Power Bar, don't fawn.
Happy 4th of July, everyone. We're coming to you from Palo Alto, California, getting ready for the matchup between Brazil and the United States. The winner goes on to the final. These aerial pictures are courtesy of the Goodyear Blimp Eagle, based in Carson, California. Goodyear recently increased its blimp fleet to 7, adding 2 airships in Europe, 1 in South America, and 1 in Australia. We thank them for being with us here today. Let's go downstairs. We have a report from our sideline reporter, Chris McHenry.
JP, one way of limiting Cece's success is to limit the free kicks the team's able to take. She's made the most of Brazil being fouled 79 times. Conversely, the Americans have committed a minuscule 31 fouls, and they stressed yesterday the best game for them today would be a clean game. Back up to you.
Thank you, Chris. USA getting ready to battle Brazil. You're looking at Cece, and Brian Ascori will have to stop her. Ascori comes into this match with the second best goals against average, next to Gao Hong of China. And we'll see how Ascori goes today. She's got great numbers in this tournament, only giving up 3 goals, and one of them was an own goal. Our starting lineups today being brought to you by Bud Light.
The U.S. will play a 4-3-3, and the responsibility of organizing the defense will go to Captain Carla Overbeck. In the midfield, keep your eye on Michelle Akers as she attempts to shut down CC. And up top, keep your eye on Mia Hamm. In the last matchup between these two teams, she scored her record 108th goal.
Montevilla on the opposite side. She has struggled a bit, allowing 7 goals and 3 straight in the
Brazil will play a 4-4-2. Alane is the team's defensive leader in the 4-man backfield.
We are underway from Palo Alto. Brazil will be in the yellow and blue, and the USA in white. Lily 13 on the ball. To Chastain on the left. Going long. And Brazil are back there to clear it. Looking to the right side towards Nene, and that ball goes on to play. Christine Lilly leads this team in minutes played in 1999. Also tied now with Milberg with 15 goals on the year. A couple of them coming in the World Cup.
Keep your eye on Cindy Parlow and Michelle Akers. They're going to be the targets on this throw-in. Chastain has a long throw, and what they'll be trying to do is just get it into the face of the goal.
Chastain is ready. Akers peeled out to the other side, and Parlow looks to go inside. That one went out of play. Brandi Chastain will check out her right ankle today. She didn't train a couple of days ago. Participated yesterday, though, in the full workout and was ready to go today. Off the steer. Mia Hamm trying to cut it back. That's intercepted. Cedinha, number 5, is on the ball. Into a crowded middle. The touch from Katja with Pratinha. Brazil will keep it in play on the left side. Tanya going forward. Last 3 games she hasn't gone forward, but they've made a change at the back for Brazil, and maybe that's one of the reasons why she'll go up. Cece. They want to stop her from being the playmaker. Knocked out, and they knocked it off of Cece. We'd like to thank Adidas and all of our sponsors for helping to bring this match to you commercial-free. Downfield USA with Mia Hamm. Nene will chase her. And Nene comes up with the ball for Brazil in the 3rd minute. These teams 1 match away, 1 win away from getting to the final against the winner of China versus Norway. Formiga. To the halfway line goes Brazil. They look to feed it through, but that's well covered. Overbeck sends it back. And this was going to be cleared away. We'll see how the USA starts this match. They've had a test of the nerves over the last few games.
Well, they have. They've kind of come under what seems to be a curse, and early on in the games, they're not able to organize themselves tight enough defensively and have made some big mistakes. and they've had two of the 3 U.S. goals were allowed in the first 5 minutes of play. So you know Overbeck's back there trying to get them organized and confident.
On the plus side, they were able to recover from those. Carl Overbeck, 3rd World Cup as captain. This one's knocked out of play. It still belongs to Brazil, the most explosive team that the USA has faced so far in this World Cup.
And they're a much improved team, JP, the most improved team since the 1991 World Cup, but even very much improved since the last matchup when they met each other in May in the U.S. Cup, or in the road to Pasadena, I'm sorry.
Sissi being marked there by Akers. Here it comes across, and Story knows that one's going out. She and the USA will have a goal kick. Joy Fawcett had the game-winning goal the other night off a Shannon McMillan corner. USA got a lot of help in that game from players that don't normally score the goals. Carlos flick intended for Milbred. Alanye, the captain, that was a bit slow, not enough pace. Montevilla almost gave it away. Maybe they're nervous too. Alanye got clipped. It looked like by Mia Hamm. The ball rolls out. There's no foul. It's a throw-in for the United States.
Well, we were talking about the U.S. defense being a little shaky, but we saw a very shaky Brazilian defense against Nigeria in the quarterfinal match.
USA will bend it across. Montevilla lost it. Go, Paulo!
Julie Foudy and her work rate. She gets end line and she serves the ball into the box, and it's just above the outstretched hands of Montevilla. And look at Cindy Parlow with her height and aggression, and she sends that ball home. Great effort by Cindy Parlow and a nice ball by Julie Foudy.
Right place, right time for Parlow, but bottom line, Montevilla's got to catch that ball.
Well, it has been a criticism of her game. She's very shaky back there. She's a much improved keeper, but Parlow really capitalizes on a miscue by Montevilla early on.
Might be a bit nervous too. This is a huge crowd she's playing in front of. They say they may get as many, possibly as 70,000, when everyone walks into the gates. Back to scoring. So the USA finally have a lead early.
Well, you know that's going to settle them in very nicely into the game.
Goal coming in the 5th minute off the Foudy feed. Foudy's back here on campus where she used to go to college, Stanford. Left side, Susanna ran into a double team. USA will get it quickly into Foudy. They'll switch it. Chastain calls off Akers. Brandy Chastain, another local player who went to Santa Clara, will send it inside. That's denied. Sissi brings it down. And Akers and Foudy get together, and a foul is called on the U.S.
You can tell that the U.S. team has really analyzed their game tape against Germany, and they're creating numbers up in the midfield.
Chastain defending on Katya. Good ball. Nene holds. Stripped to the ball on the left side. Chastain moves it up the wing. The U.S. attacks. Kept on the ground. Milbert cuts inside. She was tripped. At least from up here, there's no call made. On the right side, Brazil will take it over. USA leads by a goal, thanks to Parlow. She told me yesterday that she thought she played pretty well the first 2 games, but struggled in the next 2. That goal has to help her confidence.
JP, I felt like in the road to Pasadena and her game against Brazil was her breakout game of her career, and she has really come on strong. She's very confident against a team like Brazil because they give her some space in front of that back line.
Brazil does allow you to play. You won't see them bunker. USA holding it up. Foudy plays it back. Switch by Sobrero. All the way to the right side. Joy Fawcett. Some rough contact there. Play continues. Lilly feeds. Akers had a little bit of room. Left foots it. If that ball's on her right foot and she's close to the center, that ball may have been past Montevilla. I think that's why she didn't want to take the initial shot.
Here's a nice look at the goal, brought to you by the Power Bar Goal Cam. A great bending ball by Julie Foudy that just comes over the outstretched hands of Montevilla. And look at Cindy Parlow making that near post run into the box to finish it.
Ball's going to be cleared out. USA chants here at Stanford Stadium. Foudy on the ball. Taken over by Brazil. That lead pass by Coutinho was intended for Katja. Story was way out of the box as she clears. Carla settles. Off a high foot. It comes down. Elanyi playing in her third World Cup for Brazil. And someone's lost a boot on that contact. The foul was called.
This is an amazing statistic here. Look at the U.S. shots on goal. When they're on goal, they score 50% of the time. That is a great statistic.
These are two teams that will put that ball on net. Expect a lot of shots today. And depending on how the goalkeepers go, we'll tell you whether it'll be a high-scoring game or not. Both goalkeepers you would expect would be tested today. Elanyi with his clearance. USA pretty tight right now in the back compared to the previous matches.
Well, they have a lot of respect for these front runners for Brazil. Coutinho and Katja are awesome 1v1, and they also have incredible speed.
Chastain on the ground for Lily. Lily with a knock upfield. She was looking Milbert's way, but that goes out. It belongs to Brazil. Kristen Lily from Wilton, Connecticut, a veteran on this team. Not only one of the smarter players in this team, one of the smarter players in the world.
Well, physically, her game is just unbelievable, but tactically as well, she can break down defenses coming out of the midfield. She's also very versatile and not unusual for Chico to put her up front.
Carlos touch a bit too far. USA almost ran out of that ball with a great effort. Here's Milbert who's doing the chasing. Susanna will switch it. Nene has to go back, and that allows the USA to settle defensively. 10th minute, 1-0 USA on a Cindy Parlow goal. In the 5th minute, off a Julie Foudy cross. Nene holds and plays it back. Elanyi. One of the keys was try not to let Sissi become the playmaker. She's hardly touched the ball here.
Well, and Akers has done a good job as well as Foudy and Lily to try and create numbers up every time any midfielder gets a ball.
On the USA throw-on, Sissi has been brilliant so far in this tournament. 7 goals, she's the leader. Foudy across. Chastain. They give her some room. Wide of the wing. Mia Hamm on the dribble. Back outside. Chastain holds. Plays it off the right foot. It's deflected. Lily almost ran onto it. Akers heads it down. USA trying to stretch the Brazilian defense with Milbert. Tacking away. Nice play by Tanya. And Fawcett breaks it up. Brazil can't get going.
I think the United States is putting them under a lot of pressure by playing good team defense, and you've seen Mia Hamm and Cindy Parlow and Tiffany Milbert start that defense from up front. What happens is it doesn't allow the defenders to have any time to set the play, and thus errant passes go into the midfield where Lily and Akers and Foudy are trying to pick them off. It really is good team defense.
Brazil will switch. Tanya says blocked. She'll recover. Push to the back for Elanyi, who scored her first ever goal in her first match in the 91 World Cup versus Japan. Sissi plays it back. Stolen! Parlow! Missed it, but she was fouled. Formiga didn't like it, beating on that ball.
Well, if they remember Parlow from the last game, she's so dangerous when she faces up 1v1 against any defender, and Brazil gave her a lot of time and space in the last matchup.
Montevilla sets up the wall. Chastain strikes it, but there was no whistle. Brazil and their players were still talking to the referee. Katrina Eleverta, who we saw in the North Korea match.
Chastain was trying to convert on a quick kick to try and catch the Brazilian defense, and Montevilla off her line. She's setting the wall right now.
Chastain with Lily behind her. Chastain is ready. USA leads by a goal. Chastain fired it off the wall. Brazil had that one blocked well. Towards the corner flag, they recover and clear. Batted down towards Foudy. Ball possession in the early going favoring the U.S. heavily. This ball goes out and a conversation. And a card to Tanya. Tanya gets the yellow. This referee, Alberta, was the one that brought out the yellow card the quickest, it seemed, in this tournament to get control, and she does it again here, this time in the 14th minute. Milburn on the ball. Bends it across. It's in the air for Akers. And it's still loose. Finally, Nene will just clear it, but she gives it away. Sent back in. Milburn made the run. Great effort from Tiffany Milburn, who's really become a star this year. 15 goals on the year and 3 in this World Cup.
Here's a look at Overbeck's ball. She's trying to send it far post, and it's just a little bit long, out of the reach of a nice run made by Tiffany Milburn.
Back to live action. Brazil with Tanya. Still going. Was behind one teammate. Katja turned, then it was blocked. Chastain with a good job defending. Nice moves, and that last touch was too much. Katja showed great skill on the sideline, but was unable to convert that.
Katja is an awesome player. She's got great speed. Actually gave up a very successful track and field career in order to focus full-time on soccer.
Akers. Nice effort to Carlo. Mia Hamm was chasing it down. Handball. Pretty obvious one by Formiga right in front of the referee. Winningest coach in U.S. soccer. Men's team or women's team, Tony DeChico. Trying to get back into the final like they did in the Olympics where they won. Sissi on the U.S. giveaway. Sissi puts it ahead for Patiño. Brought down by Fawcett. But that is as dangerous as Brazil has looked so far. Lead pass the other way. It's coming all the way back to Manavilla. This has been tremendous. Pictures coming in from the Goodyear Blimp up above. We'll be showing you quite a few of those shots today. The crowd has been one of the major stories of this World Cup.
It has. The average attendance has been unbelievable, and this crowd in particular, JP, you and I got caught in the traffic jam coming over here. They showed up early. They're outside having a festive time, and inside the stadium it's just deafening, the noise. And it's not just a U.S. crowd. There's a lot of Brazilian fans here as well.
Carlo comes back for it. Brazil will knock it away to the halfway line. Carlo looking. Sombrero played it up on the right. Here's Foudy. Julie Foudy holds. Now plays it across. There's Chastain. Brandy's goal tied the match the other night. Wide to the left side it goes as the USA continue to try to stretch out the Brazilian defense. This one's going to be cleared out of play. Throw-in coming up for the United States.
Chastain's going to take the time that she needs to scope out the options here because, again, we talked about it last throw-in, but Akers and Carlo are going to be point persons here, and they're going to try and flick the ball into the face of the goal.
There's that long throw. They were looking inside. Carlo to Lilly was the intention. Here it comes, but it's wide. 2 U.S. players getting involved in that one. Foudy and Milburn were both there.
There's another look here, and Carlo actually just put pressure on the defense there. That was a Brazilian header that ended up at Akers' head, and Milburn takes a nice half chance, but just can't quite get it on the face of the goal.
Foul called on the United States on Mia Hamm, one of the few fouls for them in this entire tournament. They're averaging about 8 a match. That's incredibly low. Especially when you play the tough defense that the U.S. team is known for. Tanya will have a free kick. She didn't start in game 1. They started Fanta there, but she has started every other game since. Tanya clears, looking for Patiño. Fawcett has marked her up. Akers will push it back. Sombrero sends it long. For Formiga chases, but Parlow's got it. Toe pokes it ahead to Mildred. Mildred holds, waits for Lily's run. Now plays it to the middle. Parlow is looking. Late run by Foudy. She gets to it. Chastain. Lily. Akers. It was blocked and cleared.
Boy, the player that came up big on defense there was CC. She was marking up on Akers and got in there right before Akers was able to unleash that shot.
Akers will switch it. That's what they want to do quickly. Mia Hamm drives it in. Trying to get it over that last defender, but that's tough to do. Alanye is so tall. Chastain to the left. Drives it across. Awkward looking pass as it's cleared by Brazil. Pretinha and Katja. That's behind CC and it's played all the way back to Brianna Scurry. So Brero, the youngest and less capped member of that back four. Now to Fawcett. Brazil recovering. Susanna. Trying to lift that one over, but Overbeck knocked it down. Susanna plays it back. This is Formiga. Formiga holds. Trying to play down the middle. She got it and deadened it, but nobody ran down that middle for her. Hamm was fouled. Susanna commits it. Free kick USA. Carla Overbeck over the ball. It's her job to organize the defense, and even when the crowds get loud, she says that she'll talk to players during breaks. There are lulls where you can talk to players, but not so much during the action.
And we've seen a couple times where communication has been a problem. In the first game, they talked about it, that they couldn't really hear each other very well. And as well, we saw some collisions in the backfield in some of the games, and it's definitely been, you don't want to shut the crowd out because they're here and they're supporting the team, but at the same time, it does make it kind of tough to communicate.
Cindy Parlow has scored the only goal of this game. USA lead thanks to that goal in the 5th minute. Akers got back up, fights hard to win the ball. It's CC and her brilliance. Getting it for Pretinha. Set across by Susanna and flags up. And Brazil is offside. These two teams, very few offside calls against them in the tournament. That's only the 11th time Brazil have been offside. USA have been offside 3 times.
Let's take a look here. The person in question is right here. And look at the server, Susanna. Go ahead and roll it. Now, freeze it. When the ball leaves her foot, you can see where the defense is set up. And she's definitely offside. That was a great call.
Brazil's ball. They trail by 1. Wilsinho is their head coach, having replaced Zé Duarte.
He's been there for 6 months, JP, and I think he has done a great job in organizing this Brazilian team.
Nene going long for CC, but Scurry is right there. Career shutouts for Brianna Scurry as she clears it. Intended for Hamm, instead it's settled by Lily in the middle. Back to Michelle Akers. That one's deflected and Brazil will recover. And they just knocked it out. They have an injury at the back, and that's why they chose to clear it out. It is Elanye who's a rock back there. It takes a lot to take her out.
You don't see her go down very often, that's a good point, but maybe her wind has just been knocked out of her here.
Elanye has played in every minute of each of these games. Here's a time where you can coach. Wilsinho shouting out some instructions to the players. Samba time. Happy 4th of July, everyone. This is spectacular. Women's World Cup action continues on ESPN2 tonight, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. China versus Norway. Bob Lee and Seamus Mallon will have the call of that. The winner gets to play the winner of this match in the World Cup final. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of Go Network, go.com.
Well, JP, this is interesting to see Elanye in so much pain here. is very unusual. She's very, very tough defender, but Brazil needs her back out on the field because she is their organizer.
And she's their toughest defender, too.
Of course, now Brazil's playing a man down until she can figure out whether or not she can go back in. Wilsinha will have to make that decision of whether or not to sub for her.
We've seen Brazil play probably 5 or 6 times now, and I've never even seen her come out. So if he does make the substitution, we'll see who he decides to bring on. Right now, she's still being treated on the sidelines, but looks like she's ready to make a go of it and come back on. That was a tough collision, too. Katja is down, so is Akers. And people watching at home must cringe every time Michelle Akers goes down.
Michelle's checking the back of her head to see if it's been split open maybe. She's looking for blood. Look here. We see this almost every game, and Katja goes up early and just heads Aker in the back of the head. We see it all the time in this sport.
Those two are down. Poor Michelle Akers. So many injuries, not only through her career, but also this is a real freak one. We take it back to Foxborough. High-fiving everybody, and she was grabbed by an over-exuberant fan. That hurt her shoulder.
And we saw in the last match in the quarterfinal game that shoulder was really bothering her. Unbelievably, the point of that whole thing, she didn't even play in that match, and she gets hurt by a fan after the game.
Well, her list of injuries, too numerous to mention. She can't even tell you how many knee surgeries she's had. And Michelle Akers, every bit as tough as Alani, probably tougher with what she's had to overcome. 103 goals for Michelle Akers and 11 in World Cup play. No one else has scored more than her in Women's World Cup history.
Get her back on, Nicole. What do you need? Get her water, please. Okay, you're back on. Just wait for back on.
Tony DeChico saying to let her back on. And presumably he's talking to one of the referee's assistants. And Akers is on. So is Elani. And Katja didn't get the worst of that, so she's up and fine. There'll be some stoppage time put on. Maybe a few minutes for that. Fawcett on the right side. Fawcett with good speed. Slowed down by the Brazilians who zone in on him. It's played back. The knock-up field by Overbeck, and that ball was out. 26th minute. The USA leads Brazil by a goal. In their last match against them, they won 3-0. You go all the way back to the 91 World Cup final. They trounced Brazil 5-0, but times have changed since then.
The big reason for that is the Brazilian Federation is really behind this women's team. These women back in their home country are stars. They walk down the road, they're recognized, they're very, very well funded and well supported. They can focus on this like professionals as a full-time career.
Sombrero plays it up the middle. Brazil steals. Sissi. Billy blocked a piece of it, and now Akers comes back for the rest. Chastain. Wide to the left side. Ham brings it down, almost gave it away. Good second effort, and then Ham goes down. And that collision with Katja. Limping a bit as she goes back. Out of play, a throw-in coming up for Brazil. Mia Hamm scoring in the first couple of games in this tournament, none in the next two, but still playing hard, and she also had an injury. Best described, I guess, as a hip flexor. Played the full 90 the last game in spite of it. What a day it is on the 4th of July from Palo Alto, California. You're watching semi-final action of the Women's World Cup with Wendy Guevara and Chris McHenry on the sideline. I'm John Paul Della Camera. The USA have the lead. Thanks to Cindy Paulo. Only goal of this match coming in the 5th minute on a feed from Julie Foudy. Sissi knocks it down. Cretinha. With all the offense out there, I thought we would see more chances at this point, and we haven't. So USA has suffocated Brazil's offense, and at the same time, Brazil has done a much better job since giving up that goal. Elani is back. Nene. Cedinha. Nene is taken over, overtaken by Chastain. Mia Hamm. Taking on Elani, who's away from the center. Brazil have lost their formation a bit here defensively, but now the USA, it won't matter because they've pushed it all the way back into their end. Fawcett knocked that away from Susanna. Into space it comes. Here's where you must fear Brazil on those balls that go through. And they're looking for the referee's assistant for some assistance. Now she points to the corner flag. First corner.
I would agree, JP. From up here, it definitely looked like Overbeck was not able to track that ball down.
Brianna Story checking things out. Sissi gets ready to take this corner.
Brazil only has 3 players in the box. Kind of unusual.
All the way to the far side. Nene keeps it alive. In U.S. Cup, we saw Alanya go up at all of those corners and free kicks, and she hasn't done that.
Well, it seems like she's playing a little more conservative, although it could also be from the injury earlier on. Maybe she's trying to be conservative just with how she feels. This is what they're trying to combat against, is a quick counterattack by the U.S.
Both of these teams are great, actually, on the counterattack. Here's Sissi. Nice footwork. Katja. Bretinia. Blocked. Corner kick coming up. Fawcett came back to defend. Story says she's more worried about Bretinia than Sissi in the run of play, and that's one of the reasons.
Well, Bretinia is a player who loves to play on the edge of a restraining line. She's very, very quick, and she can get in behind the defense.
Up the in-swinger, Fawcett cleared it out. It'll be a throw-in now for Brazil. There's the player to watch for Brazil, Sissi. She's figured in 10 of their 16 goals. 7 goals, 3 assists. Here's Scurry. Brianna Scurry with all that contact, got it. And it's clear.
Well, that was a big, big save by Scurry.
Cleared away now by Overbeck. Susanna's back near the halfway line. Goes out for the Brazil throw-in. Off the throw-in, Sissi with a nice back heel flick. Here's Katja. For Amiga, took too long. And came back and won the ball to Parlo. She kept it in. Nope, apparently not.
JP, one thing I'm noticing is that Sissi is pushing up and really trying to actually almost play like a front runner, which is a little bit different from what we saw in the rest of the cup from her. And in doing so, she's trying to put more pressure on the U.S. defense.
Here's Tiffany Milbrett. Nodding it down and recovering it. Cindy Parlo off the face of Tanya. Sissi. She's a pleasure to watch. Susanna.
She can create numbers up and create 2v1s with just a little bit of space. But you can see Brazil do that all over the field. That's their trademark.
If we ever start a women's pro league, that's the first foreign player you got to go after. Played upfield on the left. Milbrett. Now on the opposite side of the field. She's been on the right side much of the time. Her and Hamill will switch off a lot. Mia's now on the right. This one goes outside. Let's go down to the sideline of Chris McHenry.
Well, JP and Wendy, one thing Tony DeChico's reminding his team as you see Brazil trying to get some numbers up is to hold its form and stay organized. Back up to you two.
A big part of that, JP, is that when the U.S. gets the ball wide, which is part of this, he's saying, you know, keep your shape, keep your form. That's when they're successful. And you can see Julie Foudy is one of those players. And as well, the front runners are working to get wide. And that's when they're most successful. Here's a look at Brianna Scurry coming out very strong here, and that player that she's up against is Bretinia, and that's a big time save because if you don't put pressure on Bretinia from that spot, that ball is in the back of the net more times than not.
Off that Brazil throw-in, they're going to get possession down the wing. 3 on the attack, it's Katja leading it. Bretinia heads it down for Sissi. Akers cleared it away. The danger of Brazil, and Akers thwarted it. Sissi knocks it down. Here's Tanya. All the way across. And that one goes out. We're going to say corner kick.
And this play started by Katja. catches. She serves a great ball to the back post by Bertini, and a beautiful knockdown to CC is the player she was trying to find. But look at Akers' determination to get back and play good team defense.
Off the third corner, Brazil will play it short. Blocked again by Sombrero that time. She almost comes out of the pack with it. Juliana played it forward. Brazil are back on the ball. Down the middle they come. And that one goes wide. Scory lets it go out. She'll have a goal kick in the 34th minute.
JP, it's been interesting to watch the flow of the game. Early on, the U.S. got an early goal. They came out. They were all over the Brazilians. Brazil is now settling down very nicely. I think a big part of it is they've pushed CC up top. So normally the U.S. plays a four-man back line, but they're usually looking at two forwards coming at them. Well, now they've got three forwards, two of them with incredible speed, and the third one in CC with accuracy. It really is going to, they might put the U.S. defense under a lot of pressure, and it's also not allowing them to set play from that space.
Tony DeChico said this crowd in '94 was like a 12th man. They're going to try to be that today, too. Chastain settles. USA on the attack, looking for space. It's blocked. Nene turns it back inside. Over the halfway line now to CC. Off the double team, she was stripped. USA counters, Parlo touching back. Ham on the cut. CC trying to do some defense. Figured Mia as she shook her. Now it's knocked out of play for throw-in. Mia Hamm has scored 6 goals lifetime against Brazil. You're wondering who her favorite nemesis is. It is Canada, where she has scored 10 goals. Throw-in coming up. USA again looking for that long Chastain throw. Akers wins it in the air. Not a down. Lily looking. Maravilla has got it.
You can see on that play that Parlo actually stepped off the edge of the field. She did that because she didn't want to get caught off sides on Foudy's header into the box.
Played back to the feet of Brian Ascori. She'll just boot it up near the halfway line. Milburn was there. She gets help from Lily. Tiffany Milburn, former standout University of Poland, loses possession. Alani takes it over. 36th minute. USA leading 1-0. Looking for a ticket to the World Cup final next weekend. Tanya in the box. And that one was shot wide. No deflection. Goal kick coming up for the United States. These are very impressive numbers, and Wendy, that number's going to change because they're expecting more than the 62,000 average here today.
Aren't these amazing, JP? I mean, this sport has grown, and you mentioned in the Open that this is America's team, and I truly believe that as well. I mean, this is a great family event. They've really targeted families, and if you analyze the sports out there, especially the women's sports, I think this sport has emerged as the family event. Great analysis was that there was longer lines at the ice cream stands than at the beer stands.
Yeah, that was Marla Messing's quote, the leader of the Women's World Cup. Here's Parlo. And that's going to be cleared away. Throw-in for the USA D.
Both Tanya and Formiga organized very nicely against Cindy Parlo and created numbers up on defense.
Parlo on the throw-in. She'll get it back. Trying to put it into space. Her and Lily not on the same page on that particular passing sequence. So it's a goal kick for Maravilla.
There's Cindy Parlo. It looks now that she and Christine Lilly have flip-flop positions, moving Christine Lilly up top and Cindy Parlo in the back. Now, I think one of the reasons for this is that the U.S. might want more of a height presence in the midfield.
Off the wing, it's cleared out by Brazil. USA will have a throw-in. Carla Overbeck, quick on it for Lily. Susanna has some help. Tanya gave it away to Parlo. Nice pass for Ham. She's got 2 defenders going inside, and that was not close enough to either Parlo or Lily, but a good try. Corner kick, first one for the United States.
We can see whenever Ham gets the ball, her head's up, and she's analyzing her options. Do I have an early serve, or do I want to find the seam? your eye on Chastain on the back post.
Played across and cleared out. They'll get to do it again. Second USA corner coming up. And again, Milbert will be taking it.
You watch Milbert, she's taking this with her left foot. The ball's going to be bending inside. Fawcett is right there on the keeper, trying to create some havoc.
Driven across by Milbert. Nobody there on that far side. Fortunately for Brazil, because Montevilla had moved. Coming up on our Adidas halftime report, if you keep it here in just a few minutes, we'll talk about the U.S. soccer being on course. We'll have our All-State save of the day and a recap of the first half. Cindy Pardo has the only goal in the first 38-plus minutes. Milbert. Off that foul, the USA will have a free kick. These two teams are averaging almost 20 shots each per game, but we've not seen as much offense. The game has settled down after that early goal by Parlo.
The crowd doesn't like that. The Brazilians kick the ball away. Crowd saying that's bad sportsmanship.
Ham takes the free kick. Late run from Lily. She's got it. She's trying to play it across. I thought may have looked more like a shot, but I think she was crossing that ball that goes out in the 40th minute. Catch the best of Extreme Sports on X Games Day 8. Prime time tonight, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific on ESPN2. For more on the X Games, log on to ESPN.com, part of Go Network, go.com. Crowds have been a big story at the X Games as well, as they've been here at the World Cup.
Well, during our breaks for the telecast for the Women's World Cup, I've enjoyed going back to the hotel and catching the X Games. A lot of fun.
Right down the road from us, too, in San Francisco.
I think with Tisha Venturini's back flip, she could maybe be an X Game athlete.
Frentinha. And this one goes out. It's still going to belong to Brazil. USA loves it when Frentinha's that far back on her side of the halfway line. She's not going to bother the USA there. And this time Fawcett knocked it away from her and out. It's a USA throw-in. Fawcett not quick enough for Akers, who put her head down. Sissy got her, but I don't think that was intentional at all. And in fact, sometimes they give it a card sometimes to the player because she went down like that.
Oh, and a dangerous play on the player who goes in for a header.
Yeah. They're going to give a yellow card to CC, but I thought really that Akers was bending down too far, and it was not CC's fault. We'll see.
A lot of times when a player goes in and heads the ball like that, they get down low and head it. That's usually a dangerous play call on Akers in that situation, but CC came in and just cleated her. Can't tell, it's maybe one of her eyes, but it looks like she's okay.
Well, they're tending to Akers. CC with the yellow card. It's 2 yellows on Brazil today. And there's always a hush in the crowd when they recognize that number 10, Akers, is the player down. She's been a pleasure to watch throughout her career, 14 years now in the national team, and one of these days the career will be over and everyone will miss her.
The word is that she may retire after this World Cup, but I don't really agree with it. She's had such a phenomenal career. She's one of 4 women with 100-plus career goals, scored the first ever goal for the United States, and still on the field today, and she's done more for this game than anybody. She is a true pioneer.
Almost as many World Cup goals as knee operations.
Wow.
Akers is on the sideline now, so the USA are down a player. They're up on the scoreboard by 1. 42nd minute. Into the box. It's headed by Paulo. Montevilla has got that. Rolls it up the middle. Dangerous ball to CC. USA are back for it. There could be some significant stoppage time put on in this first half. If they're running an accurate clock, it maybe as much as 5 minutes. We've had quite a few players going down. Here's Fawcett. All the way to the back for scoring. Scurry, the former UMass standout, clears it long, but Brazil won that. Cut up by Overbeck. Brazil getting it back quickly for Frentinha. Puts it into space for CC. And there was some communication there. Sobrero and Chastain talking to each other, same with Scurry.
I would would imagine that they've spent a lot of time analyzing the game tapes of past games, and they've really tried to focus in on what it was that was causing the defenses to break down.
You can see Michelle Akers is back in the field. Good news for the USA. Off CC. And a giveaway as Katja takes over for Brazil. Trailing only by a goal. Here at Palo Alto, here's Nene. Chased by Ham. Chastain, there's the double team. USA will win the ball. Barlow with a knock-up field at the halfway line. Brazil stops that. Juliana. Brazil showing a lot of discipline and maturity here after giving up an early goal. That's a sign of their improvement. This one goes out. It still belongs to Brazil.
Well, Luisinho has, I think, done a very good job of organizing his samba-style team, because they all love to dance on the ball, but has also made them very organized. They get wide much quicker than they have in the past. Don't you agree, JP?
Yes, oh, for sure. Their biggest letdown, though, was in that last game against Nigeria. They took their foot off the pedal and almost lost that game. This one goes out off Katja. We've got an update on Michelle Akers. Let's go downfield to Chris McHenry.
Michelle Akers is fine. They were extra cautious with her because she took a cleat right to the left eye socket, the same eye socket she did suffer a fracture on back in February. Back up to you two.
Oh, and Winnie and I, Chris, remember that well. At the FIFA World All-Star game, she had to leave the game and ended up beating the timetable for her recovery, but plenty of stitches in that game for her.
If you remember, it was a corner kick, and she didn't protect herself well enough, and Linda Medellin went in really hard, although Akers got herself back on the field a month quicker than she was supposed to.
Elanye, more USA chance in this great crowd at Stanford.
JP, this crowd is amazing. I mean, you know, these players down on the field can really feel the energy they're getting from the crowd. Every time something exciting happens, with the uproar, it just sends chills through your body.
Chastain. Let go by Elanye. Manavilla rolls it left for Tanya. That's denied on the right side. Nice moves by Overback. Good touch by Milner to Foudy. Foudy goes up the middle. That's clipped away. It was intended for Mia Hamm. Sedinha chases and wins for Nene. Long ball towards Katja. Chastain with a great run despite a tender right ankle. Randy Chastain got back in a hurry against Katja. They will put 4 minutes of stoppage time on the board before this first half will come to a close. Randy Chastain gutting it out. Had a great second half in the game against Germany, and she got her 100th cap today and has a nice new watch, a Rolex. That's what they give U.S. women players.
They've had to fork out a lot of Rolexes this year.
More for the women than the men. Gave it to her right before the match started. Got to be great for Brandy Chastain to be coming back here. They don't get to come home much when they're in residency, only when the games are played in California.
Well, I remember in the FIFA World All-Star match, she had some 50 fans here that she got tickets for. My guess is that number maybe has doubled for this game.
I would think her and Foudy might have had a legitimate ticket problem today.
Well, on the way in, we saw the Loudy Foudies, Ian, her husband, and their whole family were walking in. They all wore the same shirts.
Harlow, we're in the second minute of stoppage time. USA leading by 1. Stripped by Formiga. Sisi. Fawcett back for the U.S. And the ball apparently was out. Belongs to Brazil. Trailing only by a goal in this Women's World Cup semifinal.
JP, in all these World Cup matches thus far, I remember a lot of goals that have been scored in extra times. This is a time that the teams are very vulnerable. They're hoping for halftime to occur, and that's when mental letdowns occur.
Here's Parlow, hoping Brazil has one of those letdowns. Lilly on the turn. Right idea, but the bad pass was picked off. There's Nene. 2 players down. Milburn went in hard and was slow to get up. USA back in the ball. Milburn plays it back and wide. Brazil are back defensively. Graham makes the run, but the pass is off target, allowing Alani to clear. Akers in the air. Settled by Tanya. Here's Pretinia. And it's getting more physical near the closing stages of this first half.
Well, I would say that Brazil's definitely got the momentum right now.
Formiga to Pretinia. And a foul on the USA. They've been good about not fouling Brazil anywhere near goal. CC's out a bit. They don't want to foul this team anywhere from 30 yards in. She's about at 30 now, so trust me, it's in her range. She'll pass, though, instead. And Story's there. Not a good finish, but a great service from CC when everyone expected shot.
Well, we saw CC and Nene connect in previous games on that back post run and actually ended up with a goal off a header in an earlier game. But Scurry did a great job to be very composed and hold her line so she wouldn't get beat near post.
Katia picked up by the speedy Sombrero. Brazil trying to play it through to Pretinia. Overbeck blocks that and clears it. Off Chastain it looked. Brazil will have a throw in the closing seconds of the first half. We're in the 4th minute of stoppage time. Brazil possessing for CC. Partially blocked by Akers, who will clear it out, knowing there can't be much time left. And this rolls out. Tanya with a throw-in. That'll do it. First half in front of this magnificent 4th of July crowd goes the USA's way, at least in the scoreboard. Parlo has the only goal. The US won, Brazil nothing. We would like to thank all of the official partners of the 1999 FIFA Women's World Cup. Great action, great crowd today at Stanford. The USA is up at halftime.
When was the last time you drove just for the fun of it? Why doesn't somebody bring that back? Meet the new Chevy Impala. Designed, engineered, and built to be the most carefree car on the road.
Let's go for a drive.
Here's to the women who play. Allstate, proud supporters and fans of Women's World Cup soccer. This generation and the next.
I have an exciting medical announcement. Monistat, the brand we trust, has a 1-dose yeast infection treatment. Monistat 1 is so effective, just one treatment cures a yeast infection. Absolutely nothing works faster. Doctors know the 1-dose keeps working for days for an effective cure. And it's the only 1-dose treatment with the name doctors recommend most. Monistat 1. 1 dose from the #1 doctor-recommended brand.
This halftime report is presented by Adidas, taking women's soccer into the next millennium with the new equipment, Predator Manita.
Well, the Welcome back to Palo Alto, California, celebrating the 4th of July with a 1-0 American lead over the Brazilians. When Team USA travels, they pack the essentials: boots, balls, and clubs. When there's a break in the schedule, they break for the links.
Julie Fowler here from the USA Women's Soccer Team. In our spare time, shh, don't tell anyone, we managed to come out on the golf course a lot. Nice, Sue. So we want you to join us in a comedy tour of 18 holes with Brandy, Mia, myself, and our trainer, Sue.
Oh, bounce. Hang on. Yeah, baby.
Meg, our first hole for you, Meg. For you, Meg. I'm probably by far the worst golfer of the group, fortunately. Mia's the best because she takes the most serious. Brandy, great swing, a little erratic, just like her personality. Brad, how's it going down there, bud?
Beautiful. Beachfront property.
It's gorgeous. I love the swampland of Florida.
I like to play the whole course.
No.
I don't like to favor just one part like the middle because then you're missing some scenery.
We don't mess around. We don't lag putt with the U.S. Women's Soccer Team. We go to the hole.
There you go.
Good, baby.
Back to the top.
Sorry, it's slick. A dimension of our training is getting away from soccer and being able to relax and have fun. And as you can see, we're having a lot of fun on the golf course.
A lot of our personalities come out on the golf course, you know. Mia, is very analytical about her golf game, just like she is about her soccer game, and which is a great thing, you know. And Brandy and I, on the other hand,
we're not so analytical.
No. we consider it more of our social time.
Honey.
Oh, yes! Oh, yeah! Thank you, thank you, thank you.
This game is so easy. So easy.
And Julie Fowler's husband, Ian Sawyers, a former assistant coach right here at Stanford, is a golf fanatic who recently caddied for Beth Daniels on the LPGA Tour. The Adidas halftime report continues right after this.
How fast? Fast. Really fast.
Dependable, fast connection to the internet.
ISP channel.
Speed is the most important factor. I get the high-speed internet access I want.
I'll never go back to 56K. It just pops up on the screen.
Run with the fast crowd.
ISP channel. It's fast.
Rocket fast.
Get the speed you need with ISP Channel. Save 50% off installation and your first month is free. Act fast. Call your cable operator today and save really fast.
Okay, everyone, this is Mancini Sleep World's biggest mattress sale of the year. 4th of July means low prices.
Is it true we have Beauty Rest queen sets at $3.99?
And Certa-Perfect Sleeper queen sets for $3.59?
You bet. And remember, you'll beat anyone's price or their mattress is free.
With free delivery?
And free takeaway of their old mattress?
Yes. Plus, every mattress set comes with a free heavy-duty bed frame. This week, we just want everyone to know why Mancini Sleep World is the Bay Area's best place to buy a mattress.
President, a message from James Carville.
Mr. President, this is James Carville, and I want to see you at the Women's World Cup final at the Rose Bowl.
Women's World Cup third place game, Saturday at 1:30 on ESPN.
Here's to the women who play. Allstate, proud supporters and fans of Women's World Cup soccer. This generation and the next.
We really looked ridiculous.
Man, for free Bud Light, I'm doing 79.
Right on, brother.
Shut the door! You're letting in a draft!
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
Welcome back, everyone, to our Adidas halftime report. Coming to you from Palo Alto, another great crowd watching the U.S. national team play. USA leads Brazil by the score of 1-0. Only one goal for the USA, and they've been kept into the game as well because of Brian Ascori, our All-State Save of the Day. Watch Pertina coming in. There's a collision there. Joy Fawcett's there, but Brian Ascori comes up big. That is our All-State Save of the Day, and that's why Ascori still has a shutout and why the USA is still on top. Women's World Cup action continues on ESPN2 tonight, 7:30 Eastern Time, 4:30 Pacific. China versus Norway. Join Bob Lee and Seamus Mallon for the call on that one live from Foxborough Stadium. Great atmosphere today in Palo Alto. We'll be continuing in a moment. USA leads 1-0 over Brazil.
Hey, wait. 来，接球啊！对，用你的手来接。
I have an exciting medical announcement. Monistat, the brand we trust, has a one-dose yeast infection treatment. Monistat 1 is so effective, just one treatment cures a yeast infection. Absolutely nothing works faster. Doctors know the one dose keeps working for days for an effective cure. And it's the only one-dose treatment with the name doctors recommend most. Monistat 1. One dose from the #1 doctor-recommended brand.
It has more power than Honda Civic DX, more trunk space than Dodge Neon, more passenger room than Ford ZX2, and it's the lowest priced car with standard anti-lock brakes.
I think you missed a spot.
How's that for stopping power? Chevy Cavalier, the more you know, the better it looks.
You can drive away in a new Cavalier with your choice of low APR financing or big cash back. See your Chevrolet dealer today.
Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
Had enough?
Let's go.
Anything you can be, I can be greater.
Ready, stop.
Sooner or later, I'm greater than you.
I'm not stopping.
I'm not stopping.
I'm not stopping. No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me. Thou preparest a table for me in the presence of my enemies.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Adidas halftime report. Coming to you today from Palo Alto, California. One of the world's most enduring symbols, the Goodyear Blimp Eagle, has been providing these aerial pictures. For a look inside the Goodyear Blimp and how it maneuvers, try its website at www.goodyear.com. Part of the great crowd watching this one today, the United States leading 1-0. Finally, they score early, Wendy.
Cindy Parlow gets on the board early by a great serve by Julie Faldo. She bends it away from the goal, and Maravilla just cannot keep her hands on it, and Cindy Parlow is there to apply the pressure and heads it home.
That's the only goal of this one. A great overview of Stanford Stadium. Come back with us. There's still plenty more to come your way, including the second half.
Do you suffer from anxiety?
Don't look at me.
Insomnia? Temporary insanity? Well, now there's something that will make matters even worse. Introducing Quokka.com. Digital sports entertainment that lets you experience what the athletes experience by combining live audio and video, athlete emails, and real-time statistics. Experience more anxiety.
Quit looking at me.
More insomnia. And even more insanity. Experience Quokka.com today. Your digital dose of sports.
They come from around the globe. The young, the old, the big, the small, the low handicaps, the beginners, the A players on down. They share a common quest to play their best. Their equipment is their competitive edge. They shop only where selection is best and seek our professionals for the perfect fit. They demand the lowest price, guaranteed. They are the players. Our world is their club. Don Sherwood Golf and Tennis World.
Myself up, baby. With the no-look pad. Grab your pen and paper. Prepare for class. You take Washington Mystics, baby. Washington Mystics, baby. You just see me go on the floor. With the no-look pad. Ready to...
Here's to the women who play. Allstate, proud supporters and fans of Women's World Cup soccer. This generation and the next.
ESPN's coverage of the 1999 FIFA Women's World Cup is brought to you by Chevy Cavalier. The more you know, the better it looks. By all proud supporters and fans of Women's World Cup soccer. And by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. When you need a little something extra when it counts the most. Gatorade. Is it in you?
Drink plenty of liquids today and you'll stay healthy. United States leading Brazil 1-0. Low numbers today, Wendy, including on our Gatorade first half stats.
Well, it's interesting. The U.S. leads 1-0, but they've only had one shot in the last 30 minutes of the game, even though they've had 59% of the possession.
9 shots total for these two teams. And these are two teams that are averaging close to 20 each per game. What changed? Why did the USA get those shots?
Well, I think Brazil is actually doing a very, very good job of shutting down the services out of the U.S. backfield. They've got Cece's kind of moving up as a front runner, and that's putting them under a lot of pressure.
What a festive 4th of July celebration here at Stanford. Second half kickoff is underway. No changes that we can see out there for either side. Pardo leads it. Milner fires wide. That would have been an electrifying way to start a half.
Well, I'll tell you what, just like the first half, Milbert just needed to shoot that ball low to the far post. She just didn't quite connect on it. You can tell she was a little upset from her reaction.
Maravilla gets ready to put it back in play. She replaced the legendary Mega as the #1 goalkeeper for Brazil. Tanya to the left, sending it long. Sobrero chases it back for Chastain. The clearance up the middle is given away by the United States. And Parlo fouled and then jumped over for Mika. Brazil on the attack to the right sideline. Nene with a couple of assists. Looks over Scurry. She tipped it over. What a great reflex save by Scurry to keep the USA on top.
JP, you know how that all started. It started on a quick restart on a U.S. foul. Brazil took off and played it very quick and caught the U.S. on their heels.
Well, and they scored a similar goal the other night against Nigeria, but that one was a floater. That one was a much better shot. Here's the fourth Brazil corner. Sissi takes it. It bends to the middle. It comes back. And Lanier misfired. She was open, and that time she did push up.
Time and time again, Scurry comes up big. Here's Nene's shot, and actually that deflected off a defender. And look how she's having to backtrack, and her athleticism showed through here as she tipped it over the post.
Was she coming up anticipating a cross?
I think so. It looked like it was supposed to be a cross. Even from that distance, normally that is going to be an area that you would go ahead and look to serve.
Brazil taking it back. We'd like to thank Gatorade and all of our sponsors for bringing you this match. Commercial free. Brazil will clear it out. One goal could change this game. If the USA gets it, they're in control. If Brazil gets it, it's even. And then the pressure mounts. Here's Brazil on the ball with Pretinha. sending it in, and as Scurry makes that grab, let's go downstairs to Chris McHenry.
JP, we've already seen Scurry involved in 2 plays, and that's what Brazil wants to do. They want more pressure on the ball. They want to keep the Americans in their half of the field. To do that, look for their keeper to play more long balls, sending her attack downfield. Back up to you.
In the first half, we actually saw her distribute kind of closely. One time into CC with 3 U.S. defenders, and I'm sure what she's talking about is she's going to try and get her distribution farther upfield.
Carla Overbeck over the ball. She's one of several players that have played in every minute of this World Cup. Overbeck drives it long. Harlow trying to head it across. Plays it back, and then the intended pass back, and they were not on the same page. The USA a bit out of sync, offensive rhythm-wise.
Well, I think Mia's a bit out of sync. She needs to get more involved defensively, and then her offensive game will come. She's definitely a marked woman. She's been double-teamed on a lot of occasions, and you saw a moment ago where she just laid the ball back and spun. That's the way she's going to find herself open.
The pass was behind Milbred, and then a collision there. Milbred ran into Formiga. And even someone as small as Milbred can hurt somebody going at that speed.
She's been kind of proud of the fact that she's such a great soccer player with her lack of height. And one of the things that makes her so special is she's able to run through the defenses. And in that case, Formiga was on the other end of her run.
Chastain's throw near post. And Brazil will clear it out for a corner kick. The third one, that's all for the United States today. Monavilia will position her team as Mia Hamm gets ready. 110 international goals for Mia. Drives it across. Alagny clears. Chastain will let that go out. She'll be able to put it back in play with a throw-in. Harlow drives it across, and that one goes out. And it's Brazil's ball. Brazil hanging tough with the United States, doing well today, only down by 1.
It's important to point out that Parlow is still playing in the midfield, and Lily is up top. But they made that switch late in the first half.
Akers. And she'll lose possession. Here is Sobrero. Feeling that pressure. Sobrero coming back. Plays it all the way back to Scurry. That was dangerous, and it's picked off. CC looks. And this one will go out. Well, USA knows they can't afford errors like that. Not at the World Cup. In some of the friendlies, maybe, but not here.
They seem to have some second-half jitters. This is typically what has happened to them early in the first half.
CC drives it across. Carried out of the box. Settled. Tanya. A couple of nice fakes. And a couple more. It's showtime with Palo Alto. Right side, Nene. Got past Milbert. The drive was deflected off Parlow. Scurry will call for it. There's no one else there.
What I liked about that is when Scurry came out, both Chastain and Overbeck dropped back into the goal to be in a position to defend in case the ball got through.
Ryan Scurry will clear it for the 51st minute. For the loser, that's it. Playing for the third place match. Neither team wants to be there, although Brazil's goal was qualifying for the Olympics. They've already done that.
Well, and I think they've got to be really, really pleased with where they are here. Within such a short period of time, they have improved dramatically. We can't forget that their best attacker, Rosalie, is back at home with knee problems. She just had surgery on it, and that was an injury that occurred against the U.S. in the U.S. Cup last fall.
Here's Brazil taking it over. From the near side, and Chastain, will she get a yellow? Well, if she did, it would have been the first one of the tournament for the United States. They may get through the whole thing without one. Brazil with Martinha. Chastain is there, and so is Parlow. Some good coverage there by Sobrero, who clears. Hamm settles against Alagny. Good positioning by Alagny to knock it away. She gets help. That was creative stuff. A little dangerous, though, in the box defensively for Brazil, but they win it. Sobrero at the halfway line. Parlow nods it down. Hamm with a touch. Milbrett out wide. Sends it in. Up a deflection, but right in Montevilla. Christine Lilly's deflection almost gave the USA a bigger cushion. Julie Foudy will chase it down. Fawcett. These teams will be grateful that they don't have to play again until next Saturday. They've been playing every 3 days or so.
Not only that, but they've been having a lot of cross-country travel involved to get from venue to venue.
How about Brazil? They had to play 104 minutes the other night besides.
Well, you would think going into this game that the edge would have to go to the United States because it's so mentally and physically draining to go into overtime, and that's how they won that game against Nigeria was in overtime. That is very, very tough.
Sissi and Akers have had a running battle all day. Look at Akers on the chase. Nene has been a very creative player for this team on the right side. Katcha puts on a dribbling clinic and then plays it across the way. Tanya's up. There's the shot! Just wide of Scurry. Everyone on this Brazilian team, though, can create, and at times they can all be dangerous on the attack.
Look at this defensive pressure by the Brazilians. Juliana comes up here trying to put pressure on Elane, comes up big, but look at this back pass here, and just unlucky for the United States. Tiffany Milbert was in a position to try and pick up that loose ball, but it was good organization by Brazil.
Here's Milbert on the left. She's already matched her goal total from World Cup 95, looking maybe for more. Plays it through the hand. In the box. Mia's cross is deflected. The USA scrambles. Wins it back. Body to Akers. Akers shoulder to shoulder. Look at the strength, and the foul goes against Michelle Akers.
Look at this matchup here as Akers just clotheslines Formiga and takes her down. There's no question there's a size mismatch, but boy, I tell you, you could see the hunger in Akers trying to get to that ball.
Foudy going long. It's a bouncer, and Montevilla got that.
Take a look here. The United States has had 58% of the possession. In the first half, however, I would say that the game seemed to kind of go back and forth. It seemed fairly even though the U.S. got on the scoreboard early.
Bretinia right through. Katcha. And that's a great defensive play, one-on-one by Joy Fawcett. But there's the speed of the Brazilians. And that's where they have an edge against the United States. Individual speed and team speed.
They also have an edge because they're so crafty at finding that seam and finding the player that's running on the edge of their restraining line. We've seen them do it all tournament long.
Nene's open. Shot. Save Scurry. Great right-hand save by Brianna Scurry. That's a couple of beauties she's made today. Brazil will take it back. Bretinia headed away. All the way in towards Scurry, who had maybe her best game all year against Brazil down in Orlando before the USA scored and took over the game. The last save was tremendous from Nene.
Scurry does a lot of visualization in her pregame preparation, and my guess is she's probably visualizing that game that she had. That was definitely a career game for her against Brazil down in Florida.
Scurry with a clearance. We've got a foul called on Brazil. It's so important, though, to make those saves when your offense isn't coming through. It's only a 1-0 lead. Here's the U.S. attacking from the right side. They'll play wide again. Milbrett denied. Milbrett still fighting hard. Brazil clears. It's still in play. And a couple of touches, and the USA loses possession. Katcha. Tackled away. Lilly plays it back to Fawcett. 57th minute. USA up by a goal thanks to Parlo, and that was too much on the 75-yard wide field.
She's come up big all day, and here's another look at a great save by Scurry. She's completely outstretched, and she saves it, and then the U.S. defense organizes very well around it to clear it out.
That is Brianna at her best. Let's see if that picks up this team. It's picked up the crowd. Sissi almost got it through. They're not afraid to go up that middle, even when there's a lot of bodies there defensively, and they get it through.
opinion, Brazil's a team that thrives under pressure. They love 2 and 3 players on them, and they love to try and figure out those tactical situations.
I think they have the best teachers, though. They watch television of the Brazil men's team over the years. I mean, that's who these players list as the heroes, the Brazilian men. Sissi plays it back. Formiga played it across too. Now back for Sissi. She holds. She delivers. Susanna touches back. This is great soccer. All those touches for the open shooter. And it goes wide, but we've got a whistle. And they're going to say it was deflected out, apparently, for a corner.
JP, Alanye is going up, and she's on the back post here. We saw earlier on in the game, in the first half, she didn't make this run into the box. She's their best header. Keep your eye on her.
Here it comes across. A couple players miss. Alanye sends it across. And it's deflected out of the box. Here's Alanye. And the giveaway, and the USA trying to relieve the pressure. And Foudy and company. Foudy and Formiga there. Foul is against Julie Foudy. Brazil is looking good at the moment, even though they trail by 1. Very organized, very poised. Tanya. That's deflected. Chastain with a clearance. This one rolls out of play. Games have gotten tougher for the USA as they expected along the way. Not much trouble with Denmark. Nigeria, they gave up the first goal and they blew them away. But North Korea was a struggle for a half. Germany was no picnic, and neither is this.
Well, from here on out, JP, I mean, the best teams are the teams that have advanced. Even though Brazil wasn't the top-ranked team in their group, we expected that they would probably come out that way. There's no surprises here, and these games are going to go right down to the wire.
All the way out it goes for the throw-in.
They give Brazil a lot of credit. They're really pressuring the U.S. defense in midfield and not allowing them to set play.
Cedinha. Not enough bend in that ball. Ryan Scurry's there. In the 60th minute. Brazil takes it over again at the halfway line. They move it off Chastain. Scurry's coming way out. And she had a good view of that. If she made a mistake there, it was over. Corner kick number 7 for Brazil. I think she got a late start, but she still got over there to put some pressure on. She's got good speed, this Scurry. Here's Sissi.
Keep your eye on Alanye in the box, who's number 3. She's their best header for Brazil.
Sissi to the far post. Scurry's got it. She holds on to each cross like it's that World Cup trophy. Don't drop it. USA again, not many touches here. Again, Brazil takes it over. If you're the United States, you don't want to be chasing Brazil this whole half. Sissi. Down to the right side, here's Nene. Katja had it knocked away by Brandy Chastain. We're going to see a substitution. Shannon McMillan is up on the USA bench. Brazil looking and getting possession. And out of play it goes, and they will bring on Shannon McMillan if the referee gives permission. I just was looking down to see if she might even be warming up, and Connor on the sideline. It's McMillan time. And she'll come in for Parlow.
Parlow did a great job to get a goal early on, but McMillan will probably push up top, and they'll put Lily back into the midfield. Give some fresh legs to the front line for the U.S., and definitely a spark. We've seen her come in and have such a huge impact in this World Cup.
Nene on the restart. Akers got it in the air. Scurry gets the rest.
She's having a big, big game today.
Brenda Scurry extremely focused. She said the other night her goal was not to let another ball get through. She did not want to let anyone down on her team, just like the rest of her teammates feel about her. It was that attitude, she said, that helped them succeed against the Germans. Off a deflection. USA gets it back. Into the box. McMillan plays it wide. One was deflected out, apparently. Corner kick, USA. And remember the other night, McMillan's corner to the head of Fawcett. And it was the game-winning goal. It's the fourth corner of this day for the U.S.
JP, the thing I like about her corners so much is that they're driven balls. It's very easy for the offensive players making the runs in the box to finish them.
Played across, but this one is right at Montevilla. That one didn't have as much thumb to it. Cretinha. Sobrero's got it. Former Notre Dame All-American will play it wide. It's a good early ball. U.S. attacks with numbers. To the end line, it goes out another corner. It's corner number 5. McMillan already helping to stretch out the Brazilian defense.
McMillan is going to send a driven ball into the box. Let's see how Brazil defends it. You've got runners like Chastain and Akers coming into the box.
She drove that one, hit it well. Here's Ham shooting it low. It's blocked. Alani clears. Overbeck in the air for Akers. Help on the way for the USA. Chastain with a knock over the shoulder. Mia Hamm brings it down, plays it across. Couple of fakes from Lily. She goes down. Play continues. 3 Brazilians over the ball. Here's CC.
It's very good defensive organization, and the player who organized them was Alanya. It's no surprise. She's the leader in the back.
Lily, quick change. McMillan. Oh, she had Ham wide. Knows that's her fault, and a quick apology with a hand up to Mia.
You can hear Tony down there yelling to McMillan to go ahead and serve that with your right foot. If she's going to get a 60-yard serve, which is about what she was looking for, she's got to go with her strong foot.
65th minute. Each of these teams 1 win away from a date in the World Cup final. Foudy. Chastain. Foudy again. Former All-American here at Stanford. Good ball, Lily. Ham will run it down. Cuts inside. Mia Hamm holds. Off a couple of deflections. She was looking for Julie Foudy. It goes out for the USA throw-in.
She's playing so unselfish, but you wonder if when she's beating that defender, maybe she should go ahead and look for that shot.
Chastain gets ready for the throw-in. Showing for the ball was Foudy. Brazil says it was out. Now the referee's assistant says it was out.
Here's a great ball into Ham, and look at her cutback. Now, when you've got a half chance and you're right on the edge of the box there, either make your decision a little early, because what she allowed the defense to do was get numbers in there. You can see the Brazilians have numbers up, and they organize very nicely.
Well, Brazil's super sub is up and warming up. That is Mai Kong. She has come in every game. She could be a starter on this team, too. Mia Hamm's both goals in this tournament, game winners. She's not leading this team, though, in shots coming into this game. It's Christine Lilly. Foudy drives it across. And there was no support there. Lilly was waiting for something at the edge of the box. It's Brazil's ball. Catch the best of extreme sports on X Games Day 8. Prime time tonight, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific on ESPN2. For more on the X Games, log on to ESPN.com. Part of Go Network. Go.com. Akers. And this one's going to roll out. Brazil will have it on a throw-in. Nodded down to McMillan. Akers. Drives it wide and long. Mia Hamm will run it down. There's the left-footed cross. Open player. Shot wide. Lilly will chase him down. Shannon McMillan had a chance to continue her heroics.
Look at this ball. Mia is facing completely the other way, and she gets around on it, sends a bender to the top of the box, and McMillan is trying desperately to get to that spot, but she just can't get her body under control and get set for her balance.
Montevilla clears. Set upfield and out of play. Last touch by Overbeck.
JP, it seems that the U.S. has started to regain their possession and are appear to be dominating this section of the game, but one thing we haven't seen is any long-range shooting by the U.S.
And you would think by what they've seen so far in this tournament, they know they can test Montevilla there.
Well, we saw her get beat against Mexico on a long-range shot, and that's definitely an option. You've got to mix up your offense at every occasion.
Sissi will play it wide. Nene makes the run. And then the giveaway to Chastain. Here's Foudy. Back for Sardinia. Plays for the club side, Palmeiras. Many of these players play for the three big names in Brazilian soccer. Palmeiras, Portuguese, Sao Paulo being among them. Going wide, there's Mia Hamm. All of a sudden, she's had some daylight on that wing. Hamm, couple of cuts. And that was just too much in front of her, and it's cleared out. But all of a sudden, she is finding the space. They're getting the balls to her earlier.
They're giving her so much space out wide, and that's where she's wheeling and dealing. And the player for Brazil that is organizing so well is Formiga. She's working so hard, and that's her trademark. She's a defensive midfielder, and she's getting back to create numbers.
Nene may be getting caught going forward too much on that right side. That's where all the space is coming. On the side she's defending. Chastain on the throw-in, near post. Akers couldn't get it. Headed down. Chastain from Hamm. A bending cross. It's deflected out. Akers running the farthest to catch up to this. Wide to Foudy. Tackled away. It's a great job. Good defense on that far side by Formiga. It's still going to be the USA's ball, but they're showing a lot more bite. And now Mike Cohen is going to come on for Susanna. This is a big substitution for Brazil. An offensive-minded change, and Mike Cohen has hurt the USA, especially in that game against Orlando. Didn't score, but was a thorn in their side.
Well, it's amazing if you take a player like Mike Cohen coming off the bench. She's only 5'3", but she plays like she's about 5'9". She's just so dominant. She gets the ball at her feet, and she can dance just like Katja and Patiña can. She's very, very fast as well.
Chastain on the throw-in, far side of the field. Akers again, heads it down, and it's cleared over. Akers is a normal target, not just to shoot, but to flick that on to someone else.
Well, she's the target now because Carlo has been subbed out, but that was a great opportunity. You just want that ball to drop right into the face of the goal, and hopefully you have numbers to get a half chance in, like Lily's usually in that position very nicely.
Sixth corner for the United States. McMillan drives it. You can hear the thump of that. Chastain! She headed it over. It was deflected out. It's another corner. But when you hear the thump of the ball like that, that's the way McMillan likes to hit it. And you know she struck it well. Seventh corner. They'll take it from the opposite side where it was deflected out. Here's Hamm. Drives that one across. Two players are down. No foul on either. Akers will chase it. And apparently that ball was out. Referee's assistant with a very good view on that side. A better view than Michelle had, but I guess she knew it was out too.
Look at Chastain. She's waiting for her opportunity. This is brought to you by the Power Bar Goal Cam. She's very patient, and then she attacks the ball. And of course, it's Alanye coming up big for the Brazilian defense.
Back line, USA threatening by the corner flag. And Brazil will take it over. Sissi played it up. Mike Cohen, back for Alanye. Nearly picked off by Lily. Brazil looking for some space down that middle. Now they'll push it wide. Chastain. Chastain showing no signs of that right ankle sprain that she suffered the other day. Hamm got by two. She'll bend it in. Montevilla. She's got it. Hamm took advantage of a defensive miscue by Brazil, and the USA almost scored. Here's Chastain from the halfway line. Gets it back from Lily. Foudy now working this near sideline. Lily trying to head it on. Alanye, very casual play. Look, too casual. On it goes. It's going to be the USA's ball. Alanye's had a strong game today at the back for Brazil. Not just individually, but the way she's organized that defense. Chastain to Mia Hamm. Taken away. There's Nene with a good defensive play. One-on-one. Anytime you beat Mia Hamm one-on-one defensively, you've done your job and then some. Katja with great speed. They've got to close her. Sombrero now catching up and forced that weak ball in. After Katja does all that running, it's going to be frustrating to 4 of her teammates that she never even looked that way.
Well, she's got to have her head up. She needs to have her head up, much like Mia Hamm does whenever she's got the ball on attack. Have your head up, look at a swivel, and try and figure out what are all your options.
Hamm lost it. Here's Nene. Sissi. Great turn. Michael. Fawcett trying to play her wide. As wide as she can. That's deflected by Fawcett. Out for a corner kick. Corner kick number 8 for Brazil.
You can see Mia's getting pushed down into the corner here. A little sense of frustration maybe on her part.
Brazil will try another short corner. As you see, they couldn't get to the ball. Ormiga is back. 74th minute. USA up by a goal. In the air, Chastain knocks it down. USA will clear. And out it goes. USA leading, but only by 1 goal. The floodgates did not open when they scored in the 5th minute. If anything, Brazil shut it down. USA on the steal. Looking to advance it. Mia Hamm goes down again. The ball rolls to Montevilla. We've got a player down as well for Brazil.
Like maybe a cramp.
Juliana just getting up. That was the only lineup change that either side made today. Juliana, by the way, is only 17 years old. Great experience to play in a World Cup at that age.
It's amazing, and that just shows you the depth of the Brazilian team as well as the future of this Brazilian team.
You got to figure with some teams, you see a 17-year-old, maybe they don't have much depth or talent, but not in the case of Brazil. This girl's got to be real good. Here's Juliana playing it back. At the halfway line, it's met by Nene. Here's McMillan. Cleared away by Brazil. Flag just went up on Brazil. There's Sombrero in the middle. Wide open, Foudy chesting it down, then lost it off the chest trap. Foudy recovers and does more. She fouls. Ormiga was the player brought down. Free kick for Tanya. 76th minute. USA up by 1 goal. Will it be enough to get them to the World Cup final? Here's Akers.
JP, there's never comfort in any 1-goal game. This game can change very, very quickly if Brazil gets a goal.
Women's World Cup final. We hope you'll join us Saturday, July 10th, live 3:30 Eastern Time on ABC Sports. A good shot from our Goodyear blimp. They've been with us all game long, providing you with some nice pictures of this great crowd on the 4th of July. Chastain will chase it, and it goes on a play. Remember, should this match be tied, it'll be the sudden death format and the golden goal, just like we saw the other night. And you know Brazil will open it up even more if it goes much further and they still don't have a tying goal. McMillan is broken up by Nene. Cedinha plays it back. Intended for CC. Chastain won it, and she'll get the reward. McMillan laid it off. She was looking for Milbert. Not that much today for the USA in terms of the combination play. They've been out of sync with that. Well,
they're trying the combination play in the space where all the Brazilian defenders are. So they're not only trying it at the wrong time, they're going into where all the numbers are. From that space, McMillan should just go ahead and unleash a shot. She's got a great shot. You never know if she's going to catch Montevilla off her line.
Here's Nene. And Chastain said it was out before anybody else, and she'll get the call. Right in front of the bench area. That scared that group, that loud public address announcement. They're announcing stats in the attendance. We'll get that for you in a moment. That'll boost the average attendance up for the United States and this World Cup. Milbert. Broken up. There's Dene. Chastain. And it goes out. The ball belongs to Brazil. What a magnificent 4th of July celebration. 73,000. We thought they hit 70 today, but 73, that's huge. And if the USA can win this game, we won't be saying good seats still available for the final at the Rose Bowl. You will not hear that phrase.
This crowd has been so great. I'm sure if they've had some games here already and they've had great crowds, but if you've been tuning into any of the U.S. games, the crowds have been fantastic. They've probably learned a bit about, how to go in and really enjoy the festive occasion. All the faces are painted, there's bands playing. It's just amazing. I think the American public is really learning how to follow this sport.
Overbeck clears. Akers heads it forward. Mia Hamm has Milbert behind her. Mia knocked down. Is it a penalty? Yes! The referee Alberta pointed to the spot. I thought it was a late point, to be honest.
I agree with you. I think there seemed to be a bit of indecision, but there's no question that the foul occurred inside the box. And great job by Hamm to go ahead and run at Alanya.
But Hamm does not take the penalty kicks. We expect it to be Akers.
Well, normally the player that's fouled is not the player that's going to take the penalty kicks, although Hamm is not one of the typical PK takers for the United States.
So here's Montevilla facing one of the world's best scorers ever in Michelle Akers. Mind games now. This could be the game right here if the USA can go up by 2. Montevilla stopped the penalty kick earlier by Antonella Clark of Italy. Now she faces Akers. She'll wait for the referee's whistle. Here we go. Akers is ready. Shot, goal!
Unstoppable.
And she guesses the correct way, but she can't stop it. And if you look back at that, on the referee's whistle, Akers doesn't shoot it. She waited that extra second, a little more maybe mind gamesmanship for Michelle Akers. She's the all-time leader in terms of World Cup goals, and she gets her second of this tournament, but that's a huge one there to give the USA breathing room. Hamm on the chase, and even though Mia doesn't score, her run into the box set up the PK.
It's going to be interesting to see what Brazil does. Now they're down 2 goals. Do they open it up a little bit more? And if they do, does that play into the U.S. strength in creating more space for the front runners like Hamm up top?
Here's Mia. And she'll get a corner kick out of it. In the 82nd minute. Brazilian fans will never quit, just like their team.
Hamm's talking to the referee here because the Brazilians once again have thrown the ball away. Hamm might be cramping down there, JP. She's tending to her calf a little bit.
Actually, tossing the ball like that away is not helping Brazil. They don't have much time left.
Right. They're killing their own time.
McMillan. Now Milbert. Driven across. Bonavilla's got it. Long clearance. Headed away by Sombrero, and it'll go on to play. USA leads 2-0. Goals by Parlo and Akers. Akers on a penalty kick. Bretigna. Great stuff by Bretigna. She's in. The shot. Save Scully. Mike caught on the rebound for Katja. It's hard to tell now, Wendy, what save exactly was Scory's best today. Maybe that one.
I think that was it, JP.
Katja playing it back. That's why Scory said Bretigna is so dangerous. She went through Overbeck and had a free shot. This is Scory's best game of the tournament, I think. Inside the box it goes. And now far side. USA will get it. Lily pushing it out. Here's Sissi. Cedinha. That USA breathing room could go by the boards if Brazil scores a quick one.
And once again, Bretigna's gotten in the box, and she's trying to finish to the far post, and Scurry comes up huge, but even better, look at Fawcett's clear. She continues to flick the ball on in the direction that it's coming from so that Mike Cohn doesn't have a chance to finish on the back post.
Akers will give it up on the left. Chastain settles. And this one goes into space, and it will roll out of play for a Brazil throw-in in the 84th minute. Brianna Scurry, 6 saves today, and probably 5 of them were great. Cedinha plays it back. Alagny. Sends it up the middle. Brazil still showing their danger, even down 2-0 in the late stages of the match. Bretigna tries to slot it through. A miscommunication at the back. And that shot was taken. And that's where the noise level may have been costly to the United States. 8th corner coming up for Brazil. And we're going to see Lori Fair come on for Mia Hamm. Defensive substitution, get more speed in as well. And no sense risking Mia right now at this stage. Short corner for the Brazilians. Nene fires through, it's deflected. Nene brings it down, it's cleared. Sissi holds. Drives it across, a bending one. Scurry's got that. Look at a clutch and hold. The ball's not going to be let go. Clearance, well over the halfway line. Lily couldn't get to it. Her teammates can't. Off the left sideline it goes. Milbrit. Knocked away. Well, apparently the entire ball did not go out, or that's what they're saying. Looked like it might have from here. Here's Nene. To the back for Alagny. The 86th minute.
I find this last sub very interesting because Fair is punched up into the front line. I thought maybe she would come back into the midfield and push Lily up top. It's pretty interesting. Maybe she's going to just kind of drop back a little bit and provide a fourth midfielder to assume kind of a defensive posture for the rest of this game.
Bretigna. Milbert has it broken up. Here's Sissi. Drives it across. Tanya Maicon. She is a handful on that far sideline. They double team her. She did well to get that to Formiga. Akers clears. Here's Maravilla. Juliana to Cedinha. 87th minute. USA up by 2. Goals by Parlo and Akers. Juliana settles. Brazil running out of time. I thought they played a magnificent game today, and I'm not sure what the final score is going to be, but much like the game in Orlando, that ended up 3-0. It was much closer than it looked. Scurry has helped keep this game close.
If the viewers are wondering why there's booing in the crowd, it's because the Brazilians seem to be just laying back a little bit and not trying to go on the attack. It may be the Brazilian fans that are booing them.
There's going to be another substitution. And it looks like Danielle Fotopoulos gets her first taste of World Cup action, replacing Tiffany Milbert. Let's go downstairs to Chris McHenry.
JP, Tony DeChico sent Danielle Fotopoulos into the game with one rule. Don't foul. He said, don't you foul. Maybe guarding against some nervous energy. Up to you.
Thanks, Chris.
That's a great point because with her size and strength, she does tend to get... She has 2 or 3 players that will converge on her because of that.
I think Tony's been dying to give her a taste of World Cup action because clearly she is part of this team's future.
Well, and that's right. That's exactly what she is. She's the future, and she is such a great kid who's put so much into recovering from a knee operation, and she's back out here and made the World Cup team. She is just awesome.
Player down for Brazil, and maybe more cramping. Catch the best of extreme sports at X Games Day. Prime time tonight, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. You can catch it on ESPN2. For more than the X Games, log on to ESPN.com. Part of Go Network, go.com. There's Cedinha, who is down here in the 89th minute, so they will put some more stoppage time on the clock. Chevrolet player of the game. That's a great choice. Brianna Story, 6 saves today, several spectacular, and many when the score was 1-0.
She made the saves during the clutch times because a 2-0 lead is a little bit more comfortable, but the Brazilians came right down on her, and she made some key saves in order to protect that lead.
I think Brazil brings out the best in her. She knows she's going to get tested. She played well against them in Orlando and in previous U.S. Cups. She knows what they bring to the table. Manavilha will throw it long, and she gave it away. But Maicon gets it back in the 89th minute. McMillan defends, maybe got away with a foul. The run to the right side. Tackle away. Not for a corner kick, but let's see. There was some hesitation. Now the referee's assistant says goal kick. She never even put her flag up to give any indication. Lori Fair, who has taken it upfield. 90th minute. USA is probably just some stoppage time away from getting back to the World Cup final. They were the first nation, host nation, to get to the semifinal. Both China and Sweden were knocked out of previous World Cups in the quarterfinal, and they will become the first host nation to get to the final. Akers going in hard. You can hear it, and we're way up. Akers gets the yellow, the first yellow card given to the U.S. national team in this World Cup, and it's their 5th game.
Danny, make sure we have a good heading presence in the back.
You see Akers going in so hard on Katja. Definitely deserved that yellow card. She went in. She didn't win the ball. She took the player down.
I thought we might have more than 3 minutes of stoppage time, but that's what we're getting. Fourth official holding that up. You can hear Tony DeChico on the sidelines maintain a heading presence defensively.
Right, because what's happening is every time players like Alanya get the ball in the back, they're trying to send a quick long ball up to Pertinha, who's trying to play with a lot of pressure on her back, but that's where she likes to receive that ball, and that may be the ball that gets them through.
Katja left the field. She's trying to get back on, and she's actually on, and the fourth official tried to bring her back, and she kind of reached out at her. Now Katja's going to wait for the referee to let her on. She knows that. Akers to Foudy. Tough to get the referee's attention right now. They're trying to. Pertinha. She's fouled by Akers. Katja's been given permission to come back on. Free kick for Brazil. Sissi used her right foot that time. Played it across. Tanya. There's Chastain with a defensive presence in the air. The U.S. bring it out. We're in the 2nd minute of stoppage time. Of an expected 3, a trip on the wing. And a card's coming. Katja gets it. McMillan limping as she gets up. Don't forget, we'll have the final for you next Saturday, live at 3:30 Eastern Time, 12:30 Pacific. on ABC Sports, and the USA should be headed for there. They will be headed for there. There's only another minute to go in stoppage time, and they'll take on the winner of China versus Norway, and that match can be seen later today on ESPN2. Long clearance, right side, McMillan. Out of play. The United States is seconds away from going to the World Cup final. 73,000 fans watching today here at Palo Alto know it. USA will have another throw-in coming up deep. Brazil looks for it. USA sends it back in. Maravilla caught that floater. Here's Nene. Fratinha goes down. Brazil's ball. We're over 3 minutes of stoppage time.
You can hear Tony yelling, no foul, no foul. He doesn't want to give up any fouls.
Referees look at the watch.
Keep it going. 1 minute.
Nene's throw-in. Tackled out. Brazil's ball. Another throw-in for Nene. Up the wing comes Brazil. Sissi. Juliana. That's it. The USA is going to the final of the World Cup. All round, you know. Please go back off. When it goes to ninth, when it goes to extra time. Thanks for all those shots from the Goodyear Blimp. It was Brianna Scurry's day, her 52nd international shutout. The USA wins. They're going to the final of the World Cup.
To get caller ID. It saves the names and numbers of the calls you miss.
The phone is, once again, your friend. Call and ask about our caller ID box offer.
Do you suffer from anxiety?
Don't look at me.
Insomnia? Temporary insanity? Well, now there's something that will make matters even worse. Introducing Quokka.com. Digital sports entertainment that lets you experience what the athletes experience by combining live audio and video, athlete emails, and real-time statistics. Experience more anxiety.
Quit looking at me!
More insomnia. And even more insanity. Experience Quokka.com today. Your digital dose of sports.
To err is human. To catch air, divine. The X Games. Tonight at 9:30 on ESPN2.
Barbarians, overpowered savages, thwarted the uncivilized. And that was just on the drive to work. Chevy Blazer. Steel-reinforced double-wall doors, powerful Vortec engine. A little security in an insecure world.
Chevy Blazer, like a rock.
ESPN's coverage of the 1999 Women's World Cup is brought to you by Monistat, the #1 doctor-recommended brand for the treatment of yeast infections. By Bud Light, official beer of the U.S. Women's National Soccer Team. And by Chevy Blazer, a little security in an insecure world.
High above the Goodyear Blue Beagle with pilot Tom Mattis at the controls as we're providing these aerial pictures. 1999 is the 101st anniversary of Goodyear and the 74th for its Blimp fleet. Let's go downstairs. Chris McHenry has a very special guest. Chris.
And standing by with Brianna Scurry. This team averaged 4 goals a game coming into it. You earned this shutout. What did the game look like from your view?
Thank you. It looked pretty hectic at times. I mean, Brazil's a great squad. Like you said, averaging 4 goals a game, very strong offensively. I just tried to do my best out there. My defense, hanging on by a thread, but we got it done. And I'm very proud of the shutout tonight.
Wonderful game. Thanks a lot for joining us, and JP, back up to you.
Thanks, Chris.
Well, there's no question you should be proud of this shutout. This entire U.S. team has pulled it off. They're going to the finals, and this is what all the hard work and dedication has come to. They've made it to the finals.
Over 73,000 watched this one as the USA shuts out Brazil. It's a 2-0 final. We would like to thank all of the official partners of the 1999 FIFA Women's World Cup. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of Go Network, go.com. Our Women's World Cup semifinal coverage continues on ESPN2 tonight at 7:30 when China and Norway battle for the right to face the USA in the finals. Join Bob Lee and Seamus Mallon for the call. For Wendy Gebauer and Chris McHenry, I'm John Paul Della Camera. We remind you that SportsCenter is coming up next. What a fabulous 4th of July day this was. The USA beats Brazil 2-0. We'll see you next week at the World Cup final.